but not from the meter base in.
If it was that serious, I figured they would have changed the international code.
So is this
But they
brought,
have-
did this bring up to your attention at a conference that you were on, or did somebody
Yes.
eventually,
Yes.
or did somebody locally ask you to?
No, it was brought up at a conference, but it's been several years ago, and I've touched on it for several years and just bringing it to the council now. So, I believe that I even talked to City Light Gas and Water. I got a letter from David Wilkins in 2017. So, and with their opinion, he said that their service stopped at the meter. He didn't have anything to do with the interior of the property, but he didn't have a problem with not using the aluminum.
Thank you.
So is there a,
We all agree you don't need to be inside the house. Now we're debating if it should be from the meter base to the panel. And in most cases, that will be a short distance, keep in mind, so.
all right, so we're here for, we got a motion and a second, and we can vote on it, and then if it passes, it passes. If it doesn't, then we can ask for a change.
Or we need to change the wording.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were gonna do. I was misunderstood because we had this very same conversation
Correct.
last time, and I really did think that we were gonna change it so that it would modify that part.
Okay. So,
But I don't know if that's what everybody else was thinking or not.
And again, that's a minor part. We're not talking about a big, drastic.
so we'll go ahead and, we do have a motion and a second, so we'll go ahead and, have a vote on it. All in favor?
This is a roll call.
No, this is
Second
first
one,
reading.
roll call, so this first.
This is to approve the first reading.
Oh.
Yes.
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 You all are approving it at,
First
As is
Oh, to
written.
be reread, okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
First reading.
I've never
First reading.
never
Be
said
approved
no
in first reading.
before.
Okay. All right. Any opposed? Okay.
Second reading. An ordinance amending the NEC electrical code as adopted by the city to prohibit the use of aluminum wiring in any structure.
Motion in a second. Okay, motion fails. All right.
So can we go back to that real quick? If we
Sure.
change the wording.
Have you changed the wording?
yeah.
That would be a good time for
It's like a
discussion.
compromise, you
We
know?
definitely don't want it inside the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody agrees on that.
Yeah,
So-
that-
No
was
aluminum
part of the
romax
problem.
throughout the house.
Make a motion, we make a new ordinance that eliminates aluminum wiring within the structure except for the entrance.
Does that work?
Works for that.
So I think
Works
it's
for
what
me.
called
Except
aluminum romax.
Except for the entrance from the meter to the panel box.
So the ordinance is to eliminate it within the structure?
To eliminate altogether, it was the way it was written, but now we're gonna change it,
Just
so,
to
what
be
it
within
says.
the
Which would allow it from the meter to
To the panel box. So is that, bring that up to the next one, or we can?
yeah.
All right, we'll bring that up at the next one then.
So I wanted to do it now.
But they made a motion.
I'm just so tired right now.
Somebody don't second it, but
No, that was a
Well,
just
maybe I just said do it next week. There's no reason. We can amend,
Can we amend it now?
we can amend this one now.
I make a motion,
Do it now.
I make a
I'll
motion to
second that.
amend it.
So we got a motion and a second, all in favor to amend it?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
All right, go ahead.
okay, anyway.
Okay. Again. Well, it'd be as amended, the ordinance amending the NEC electrical code as adopted by the city of Kennett prohibits the use of aluminum wiring in the structure. The section 1 definitions would now read, no aluminum wiring shall be used in any structure. Except in any structure except from the entrance from the meter box, from the meter to the breaker,
To the main panel.
the main panel.
Should we also include this is not retroactive or this is
anything that's being built in the future.
For new
Unless
construction.
we say it is retroactive.
Homeowner needs to sign off on it or something, saying that they know it's there. Can you have that?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I wouldn't want somebody,
I wouldn't either.
the building inspector to go in and say, we just found a whole bunch here and.
well, unless we say it's retroactive, it's not.
Okay.
So it'll be from the day forward.
Yes,
Okay.
But if someone is buying an older home,
it is.
then they would have to have it redone.
No, it doesn't have to be that way now.
Okay.
They have aluminum wiring in the house now, they can, I mean, if the whole house is aluminum wiring.
Built
I think
before
like
this
the one
day.
James
I'm
talked about. Like the one James talked about, he just thought that the house is aluminum wired. There's no requirement, this would not require it to be rewired.
No, your whole house isn't aluminum wire.
No,
It's just the entrance.
just from the meter base to the breaker box.
I mean, let's say there was a whole house of aluminum wire.
You don't have to replace it.
You don't have to replace it. I mean, this will not require rewiring the house.
No.
And I might add, even in the NEC, it says something about aluminum wire, but where 12 is used, you've got to step up to 10, and so on and so forth, because it's always got to be a size larger than what it calls for on copper.
This does provide that. Provided aluminum wire may be used outside buildings for service, provided it is one size larger than the required size for the property. This ordinance does require that.
All right,
I'll make a motion.
we got a motion.
Approve it as
And we got a second?
amended.
John, for the amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, second reading is ordinance amending the NEC electrical code as adopted by the city of Kennett to prohibit the use of aluminum wiring in structure as amended.
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
A second, roll call?
Aye.
Marco?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. And then, fire department. All right, so the next one is the, billing ordinance for the fire department.
First reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Kennett, Missouri, and the city clerk to attest thereto. A services agreement between the city of Kennett and Fire Recovery USA, LLC, providing for billing services for the Kennett Fire Department.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Kennett, Missouri, and the city clerk to attest thereto. A services agreement between the city of Kennett and Fire Recovery USA, LLC, providing for billing services for the Kennett Fire Department.
need a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Second? All right, roll call again?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
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 All in favor?
Do we have a company that's doing it now?
No.
Is that the same company or is that something new?
It'll be something, we've had a company in the past that has, but then we kind of started doing it in-house, but again, it's a little bit of a workload, and this will definitely take care of that workload.
Will this cost us anything for their service or?
Cost us, no.
Okay.
There will be a 22% fee recovery on their behalf,
Okay.
but it will still be pretty favorable on the city's behalf as far as cost recovery on certain fires.
All right. Thank you.
22% is better than 0%.
Yes.
Well, and the net, from what the charges are going to be under this new agreement, the net with the 22% is going to will be netting higher to the city than what we do now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good. All right, mayor's report. What?
We have 3 ordinances?
No, we did 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
We did rezoning, the wiring, and.
You got it.
Any more?
That's not really it.
Yeah, it's not good, it's okay, there you go. All right, as we all know, Still waiting on the arrangements, but the city lost a great man last Tuesday, Judge Miles. And as of this time, I don't have any arrangements or anything. Does anybody?
No.
I made
And,
that thing on this
our
second.
heartfelt, our prayers and condolences go out to their family, and in this trying time.
They're gonna have, family visitation at McDaniel's 11 o'clock and leave for Bloomfield 11:45, so it can be family only.
Family tomorrow.
Yeah, and then the police department will probably do an escort from here to Bloomfield
When
Cemetery.
is that?
What day?
The 7th, December 7th.
Oh, wow.
But they're just gonna allow family only, so,
Okay.
want them to understand right now.
So to the family, our hearts, our thoughts and prayers go out to them. It's a tragic loss, but it's, we appreciate everything that he did for the city and what their family does for us. As we said earlier, our COVID cases are running in the double digits into 80 right now. As of about 2-3 hours ago is our latest update. And with the industrial meeting I said I was gonna bring up a little bit later was we had our hearing for the road to the compress. That will help improve our ability to shop out the compress for an industrial park. That's one of the concerns of keeping our residents safe. If something came in there that needed a lot of trucks going in and out, and putting a road there off the north bypass and west of the jail, basically where the old railroad track is. So we've got a grant writer, Mitzi Dell, is working on the grant for that. And we'll hopefully make the industrial park out there, the compress, a lot more marketable. So that's, I think it's gonna be a really good thing for the city of Kennett to get that put in. But along with that, we'll keep everything a little bit on the short side tonight. And we've got, you got something?
Like when you're through.
Okay, and that's where I'm gonna,
Yeah, everybody says keep it short. I'm
yeah,
like,
thank you, sir. Yeah, it's-
wait, I've got a puppy and a cat of a tree. No, I would like to bring this up for everyone to consider. With our numbers so high with COVID, even if they seem to be going down a little, we're in a hot spot right now. We're testing at our nursing home all patients and all employees twice a week. When the Duncan County is 10% or greater of active cases of our population. We had to completely rearrange our whole nursing center to have those that have been exposed, those that have it, those that don't have it, and that means moving their clothes, moving and I just feel like if we practiced what the CDC says is the best thing right now until we get a vaccine, and that's to wear a mask and wash your hands a lot, it would help us to get through this hard time. I would like to make a request that through the end of January, that's 3 more meetings, we require masks at this meeting.
At this meeting?
Pardon?
At this meeting here?
Yes. I feel like as a city, the city council, we should be setting an example of what is the only thing we know right now. And with so many cases in the United States daily happening, and our area being hit so desperately right now, and we don't have a hospital. And now they're being trucked off to other hospitals that they can find that have an open COVID bed. So they're riding in an ambulance all this time. We need to do our part. To me, it's just like we give for Christmas and we do nice things. This is all we've got right now, in my mind, is to be as considerate as we can, wear a mask while we're in here, and make sure our hands are clean, and that we wear a mask, and try to flatten this thing. I would suggest a city mandate, but I absolutely know where that would go. But it isn't anything that we could enforce. It's just a matter of saying, this is our recommendation. When you're out and about, to wear a mask. We're just saying it's the best thing the CDC is saying that we can do until we get a vaccine. And a vaccine's just around the corner. So, should I put that in the motion form about the meetings? I'm willing to take a hit. What is your?
Is that a motion?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if
I'm
you
making-
wanna make it a rule for the council meetings, then yes, there would actually a motion in a second.
A motion that we wear masks for the next 3 meetings, which would be through the end of January, to see where we stand, where our numbers are, because we're in a hot time right now.
I'll second the motion too.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm fine with it.
Thank you.
Any opposed?
And
You're a no vote.
yeah.
It's the first time you've ever been loud in 4 years I've been here. Ever.
Really? I've got a question.
Marco, did you hear it?
I heard it. It scared me. I didn't know they talked.
Now that Kate brought it up, what's the latest from the hospital? Does anybody have an update? Stan, the mayor, or?
I'll go ahead and let Stan give an update.
Okay.
There was a conversation supposed to happen today
Okay.
with investors. I
Okay.
haven't got the word whether it happened or not.
Okay.
There is a meeting tentatively set up for either partial later on this week or early next week. The investors, there's 2 sets of investors,
Okay.
and both of them are real close. And so it's just a matter of probably at this point who comes with the best deal right now. But it's close. It's closer than it's ever been.
Are we closer to the demolition?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, you might see some activity next week.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Are they talking about the whole hospital? Because someone had asked me to heard portions of it.
No.
Well, we started looking at that, but by the time we got done, it's gonna cost us, within $2 million of building a new one. So why not? Just build a new one. Any other
That's all we
questions?
need to know.
Thank
So
you.
we're moving forward.
I guess.
I want to make a point to what he's saying is, I'm involved with something that there's an investment firm out of Atlanta involved in, and it has taken almost 60 days for that to go through, and I don't know if that's a COVID thing or what, but everything's moving slow right now.
Okay.
Slow, money-wise.
Well, I will say this too, there was speculation about the people from Atlanta. They just bought Underground Atlanta. They're not just has-beens or wannabes. They're the real deal.
I never Googled that, Stan, I'm gonna do it now.
Oh, it's a pretty good shopping center there in Atlanta. It's been a while, but it's a
Underground
pretty nice
Atlanta.
shopping area. It's a good shopping area. Okay. All right, public comment. 4, 3, 2,
Come on.
Come on. Might as well.
Yeah, me again, your friendly neighborhood pest.
You brought a pen this time?
I had some stuff right down, so many things that were happening in here. First of all, good evening to the mayor, city council, and to the city attorney. The street projects that are going on, they're doing a pretty good job. I ride around the neighborhood and I take a look at what's going on, so you guys are doing a great job. So I always believe in giving credit where credit is due. And also, this past Sunday, our church opened up and put into activation our Hazel Lowry Computer Lab and Learning Center. We dedicated that this past Sunday. Jeff Doris came down and took pictures and everything, so tomorrow make sure you read the paper because it's going to be in there about everything that we're planning on doing at the Learning Center. And this will be inside the Leonard T. Younger Fellowship Hall that we already have established. But we wanted to do this in honor of this lady because she was 108 years old and she was a big mainstay here in Kennett. So we're going to do that. Now my pastor is not here because she is the alderwoman for the Bella Fontaine neighborhood in St. Louis. But she's also our full-time pastor here, but she's already given you all the information concerning the project that she wants to start here in Kennett. So I plan to be a big part of that. And oh, by the way, I changed my mind. I will be running for that council seat over there. Okay. Right? And also, our police department is doing a great job. Now, on Thanksgiving Eve, I was awakened from my sleep with a lot of derogatory language going on. And then shortly after, there were about 7 or 8 shots fired off Thanksgiving night. So the police department was out in force, checking around my neighborhood. In fact, all of this has always seems to happen in front of my front door since I live on that corner, picking up shell casings. And the thing that disturbs me more than anything is not the fact that we know who the perpetrators are, but that no one in the neighborhood will come forward about this information. But they'll stumble and grumble about everything that's going on. And like I say, there's nothing that the police department can do if nobody's going to come forward or don't have any video evidence of who these people are. This is not the first time that this young man has fired off a weapon. He did that more than likely a week before that on another street. So, Marco, don't worry about the street sign. The street sign is not the problem. We have not had any activity down that way other than that corner house that seems to always be the problem that we have. We've had that problem now for 4 years. And it's always the same young man. I don't have to call him by name because I'm pretty sure the chief knows who it is. His officers know who it is. But until we get some evidence on this young man and get him out of the picture and out of the equation, we're going to have issues on that corner. And even today, speaking about stop signs, we had a bad accident on the corner of Vanderbilt and Commercial right in front of our church today. Because people are constantly running these street signs. I don't know whether it comes from the fact that we got coronavirus going out, everybody feels they're invincible, they're not going to get locked up, they're just going to be slapped on the wrist, or whatever the case may be. But it's becoming an ongoing problem in this community. And like I said, I wanted to put a four-way stop on that corner, but it came to my mind the other day that it's not going to make any difference. Because they're going to speed, they're going to speed. And a classic example of that was what happened today on that corner. Now, Kay, as far as the COVID mask wearing, I'm 100% behind you on this. But the problem is, you're not going to get the nation or this community to be 100% behind this situation. To do it here at the council, I think that is a great idea because a lot of us want to come to these meetings. A lot more of us need to come to these meetings. But as far as the vaccine and everything come out, everything's on trial right now. This nation's in total disarray as to what we're going to do. And I'm getting calls from kinfolk and everybody else I know from all over the nation complaining about what's going on. But this mask wearing situation, I agree with you. Whenever I see people that I'm very aware of who they are in my neighborhood, and they're out, I'll even keep a truckload of masks in my car and pass it out to them and say, hey, wear this. But the next day I might see them, it's either in their pocket or it's been discovered. So you're going to have a hard time trying to get and convince everyone about that. And just like that no vote, I can understand why Scott might feel that way. But like I say, right now Kennett is beginning, and this county is beginning to get a serious uptick in this coronavirus cases.